Hopefully it's not going to be too windy. So I was a little bit triggered, and of course my instincts are, okay, I need to do some meditation, I should do some trauma healing and figure out where it's coming from and make a YouTube video about it. So I wanted to talk about being triggered and some things that I do to help with trauma healing. So a quick disclaimer that this is just what I do. I'm not speaking on behalf of anyone else. If this helps you, cool, but just take what you want from this video. This is my own personal experience and what I do to help myself when I'm triggered and to help me not, and to what helps me not shift blame onto anyone else or myself. So a trigger is a situation happens, and we've had this happen to us before and it's been hurtful. It normally comes from the first years of our life, and then triggers tend to just keep re-triggering until we heal it. Even though healing is not a linear process, but when we start to do healing on it, it can make these triggers feel less bad or have our reactions not be as bad. So first of all, when I was triggered, I talked to someone, like tried to get a little bit of help with it, and I wanted to talk to you guys about the process I do when I'm triggered or when I feel like I need to do some trauma healing. So I learned a lot of this stuff from Theta Healing and Teal Swan's book, The Completion Process. So I highly recommend reading those books or checking out Teal Swan's channel. She has so much things on trauma healing and stuff like that, and she has really helped me with a lot of my trauma healing. This is just a really quick overview of what they talk about in these books. Theta Healing is how you do it on other people. Teal Swan's Completion Process is how you do it on yourself. I'm going to go through how I do this on myself. So first you kind of want to like get in some sort of meditative state and start to really deep dive on when did I first feel this feeling. It's normally going to be something from childhood. Our memories are just our imagination at this point. So we actually can rewrite our memories to help deal with our traumas and our triggers. When you figured out where that first came from, then we can go back into that memory where you first ever felt that feeling, and you can see what that child was missing. You can see what they needed at the time, what they were lacking, or if it is really traumatic, it might be actually removing them from that memory and putting them in a safe space. This is a whole big worker process, so if you really need to do some deep diving work on that, look into the book, look into getting trauma healing, a spiritual healer that does this kind of work. I found it's really easy when someone guides you through it, but you can do this on yourself. So you go back into your memory and you go and tell that person what they need. So for instance, I'm going to just have an example of when I first went to school, and I found it really hard, and it was really like traumatizing those first years of school. And I remember little Naomi sitting outside her classroom just crying and just feeling like she was dumb and not really getting the support. So me as myself now, as a strong woman, I went back and I helped that little girl. I went back into that memory as myself now, and I told her that she's going to be amazing and she's going to have so many friends and so many people are going to love her and she's going to be so smart and so successful, and tell her what she this just made me cry. Tell her what she needed to help. If it is a more traumatic memory, actually removing them from that, you can go fucking punch that predator in the face that you needed someone there to help stand up for you at that time. And it's not just an overnight fix, but it really does help to rewrite those memories from the inside out and change those patterns in your mind. So that's what I do for trauma healing. I find lots of meditation, like talking to people, talking to therapists, getting some really healthy tools in place to make it easy. But healing is not linear. It is going to take time. You don't have to be perfect, and things are going to come up. Things are going to come up over and over. I legit thought at one stage that I had done my healing. What a fucking joke. Sorry, my language. But I just really thought that I had dealt with so much of my trauma. I'd been to therapy, I'd been to spiritual healers, I'd done so much. Yet I'm just about to hit 30 now, and so many things are coming up. Things I didn't even know were an issue. But we get re-triggered by people and situations, It's always like our own reflection, and it's always our own journey. Remember to take care of yourself. Do not blame yourself. You're a human. You're allowed to have a human emotion. I say that all the time, but our feelings are so valid and they're so allowed. And when you lead from a place from love with yourself and self-compassion, just it makes things so much easier. Make sure you listen to my video on self-compassion, because life is freaking hard and we deserve to have lenience with ourselves. Make sure you check out my other videos on healing, manifestation, and mindset. I really hope this can help you, and I love you guys very much. Remember to vote love every day with your words, actions, and your thoughts, and I'll see you on the next one. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.